everyone. So today I am on my way back down to Fort Wayne to do another stealth camp down there. I'm not sure where I'm going yet. I want to go scout a couple of places out and figure out where it is that I want to go this evening and camp. So anyway, but I've had a little bit of a frustrating situation. I've gotten 98% of the work done on my SUV, and it's doing a whole lot better. It's like a brand new truck mechanically. So my truck is in much better shape than it was when I first started doing videos, and I'm really grateful for that. But the situation that I ran into was I went to a mechanic to do a lot of work, the maintenance stuff that I had been talking about in my last video, and he did some pretty shoddy work. He did a lot of shoddy work. When I got the truck back from him, there was a noise in the rear end. There was also a droning noise when I got up to about 55, and I took it to another mechanic that I really trusted. And the reason I didn't take it to him in the first place was because he was about 35 miles away from where I live, and the mechanic I took it to was about a mile from my house. So I took it down to George, and George looked it over and found that the rear sway bar links, he didn't install the one on the driver's side correctly. He also did not put in the grease zerts and grease up the sway bar links. And I also had him replace my U-joints. Just I was doing it for maintenance, not because I had a problem. And he actually bent one of the gears, they call them, where the U-joint goes into the hole. He bent one of the gears when he was working on it, and that was causing my droning noise. So it was very, very frustrating for me, because I've dumped so much money into this truck already, and I paid the guy a lot of money to do a good job. So my new mechanic, he's going to take care of it. He actually had to pull out a drive shaft out of a Trailblazer that he had in his lot, a spare vehicle that they had for parts, and let me borrow that until I can get a new one and let him put the new one in. But so it was very, very frustrating to me, and I'd had work done at this other mechanic a few times, and there were, I don't know, maybe one or two times over the last 5 years that he'd done some minor stuff that I had to take it back to him because it wasn't quite working the way that it should have after I got a return. But nothing like this, nothing this extreme, and nothing this exaggerated. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. It's going to cost me, between buying the new drive shaft and paying George to do the work, it's going to cost me probably another $500 on top of what I've already paid that mechanic. So I don't know if I'm going to file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau or maybe even small claims court. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it taught me a really, really valuable lesson in that if you are getting work done on your vehicle, you've got to take it to a place that you know and trust the mechanic that is working on your vehicle, because if not, something might be wrong, like in my case, and if they're not doing the work the way it's supposed to be, it can cost a lot of money to get it fixed and get it repaired. So make sure that when you got to get work done on your vehicle, that you're taking it to a person that you trust to do the work, because if you don't, then you're kind of throwing dice and getting whatever might come your way. So make sure you always go to and look for a trusted mechanic, because it costs a lot of money to maintain these vehicles that we drive. And if you're paying somebody to do work because, number one, you don't know how to do it, number two, you don't have the facilities and the tools to do it, and number three, maybe you just don't like doing it like I don't. So because of all that, just drive the extra miles to go to the mechanic you trust to get the work done, because you might end up in a situation like I was, and it's going to cost me more money, and I'm going to have and already have had some work redone that I've already paid for. So make sure you get a trusted mechanic to do the work for you, even if you have to drive a little bit further and take a little bit more time to get there. So that's kind of what I wanted to say about that. I'm not mad about it. I mean, I'm frustrated that the guy did a shitty job, but at the same time, it is what it is. I just got to push through, get it fixed, and take care of it so that my truck is sound for my family and I. Anyway, getting back to stealth camping. I am headed back down to Fort Wayne, like I said. I've got a couple of places in mind that I want to go to. Today is very much different than any other day that I've done this so far. It's only been a few up to this point, but if you can look right there, there's a little bit of snow on the ground, and it currently is 21 degrees out, so it's much, much cooler than it has been, and I still don't have my heat source. So what I plan on doing is, if I get cold during the night, what I plan on doing tonight is I'm going to just literally turn my truck on and turn the heater on so I can get warm. And if it's too unbearable, then I will call it early and go home. But we'll see what happens and see what we can do. So I really enjoy getting out here stealth camping. You know, maybe in the winter and fall where I started this whole endeavor wasn't the best time to choose to do it, but that's where we are. So I'm gonna go out here and see where I can find to park and see how tonight goes. So I'll be back with you in a little bit once I start looking for and finding the place that I'm going to stay. So guys, the place that I decided that I'm going to stealth camp tonight is right beside a freeway, 69 in Fort Wayne. And the place that I decided that I'm going to stealth camp at is actually a place that I've heard is really friendly to people staying in their parking lots overnight, which is Cracker Barrel. I've heard nothing but good things about Cracker Barrel and people being allowed to stay there. So I've decided that I'm going to try here tonight. And part of the reason I decided it, again, is because it's so cold out, and if I decide that I need to abort and head out before I wake up because I'm too cold, I can jump right on the freeway. 10 minutes I'm home, and it'll be very easy for me to do. So that's why I kind of decided on this area, and I just happened to see the Cracker Barrel here, and it kind of hit my head that, hey, this is a place that I've heard is friendly to overnighters, so I'm going to try here tonight. So let me show you kind of where I'm going to park at. I'm not ready to be here for the night yet. I gotta wait a little while till it starts to get a little dark, but I want to show you where I plan on parking and why I've chose to park where I am. So let me flip the camera around and I'll give you all a look. Okay, so here is where I am. I'm actually at a Cracker Barrel, as you can see. And what I've decided to do is, there's the actual restaurant, and here's the back side of the parking lot. And I found this nice large pine tree, which I think that'll help me, and that where the people come into the parking lot, if people are driving into that road, they won't see me because I'm on a pine tree, so I'll be a little bit less noticeable. But I think that this will be a good spot for me. I can park here and literally be right up on the tree, and nobody will really pay attention to me. So the parking lot's full right now still. It's early evening, but it will thin out as the evening progresses. So that's what I'm doing. So I did it a little different tonight with my dinner. I decided not to go with the bologna sandwich. Wanted to be a little bit better as far as my meal. So I actually cooked a little and made something that is a little more appealing. Not much more, but a little bit more appealing. And I started by making some high-end ramen noodles with some chives in it. And It's just a very good filling food, so I thought that it would be a good thing for me to make for my dinner tonight. Let's see how they are. Not bad. Hmm. I like ramen noodles. Um, I think ramen noodles are really good, and they're really quick and easy to make, and you can spruce them up a little bit with some chives. I sometimes make them and add meat to them and make a meal out of it, so that's really good. I did bring chips again too, so it seems like whenever I eat sandwiches, I gotta have a chip, so I pack my chips. And now, the star of the show is going to be one of my favorite sandwiches I make. And what it is it is a chicken sandwich that has barbecue, and it's got mozzarella cheese, and it's got mustard and onion on it. And what I do is I bake it in the oven so that the cheese melts and the barbecue sauce just cooks into the chicken. And they're really actually very easy to make. I use my little I have a little toaster oven that I use to bake in, and it's a really quick and easy sandwich, but I thought that might be a little bit better than the bologna sandwich I took on last time when I made something. So that is so good. I know mustard and chicken typically don't go together, but on this sandwich when I make it, it's the bomb, like seriously. I love the flavor contrast between the barbecue and the mustard. It's tangy, it's tart, and then the onion gives it a little bitterness. So yeah, barbecue sandwich. So anyway, but I'll get back with you. I'm going to finish my dinner here and wait for it to get a little bit more dark, and then I will get back on and get settled in and do my stealth camping for the night. Good evening. So I made it back to my spot, and I am stealth camping tonight, but I really don't feel the need to be quiet, kind of like when I was at Walmart in the other video when I went to the Walmart parking lot. There are cars that are coming in and out of the parking lot still because it's not quite late enough for traffic to stop, and it's a pretty busy road even in the evening because it's right beside the freeway. But a lot of people are just driving by doing their own thing, and I don't think they'll really notice and or pay attention to me. So when I'm watching my videos back here and you know, just hanging out, I don't think anyone's even really going to notice me. So I'm going to just sit here for a while tonight and and watch my Amazon Prime, Netflix, or YouTube, whatever I find. And when I'm ready to go to sleep, I'll just shut off my lights and I will go to sleep. But I do have my vehicle on still now, just to keep it warm, and it got up to about, I don't know, 28 today, but it's down to about 25 now. So I'm going to kind of keep my vehicle on while I'm still awake, and then I'll shut it off when I go to sleep. But I don't think it's going to be a big issue keeping it on for a little bit while I'm watching some excuse me, some TV and trying to keep a little bit warm. So so far so good, and I hope that this evening goes well and I don't get too cold, but it's going to go down in temperature tonight, so we'll see what happens. I also did bring my beanie again. I found that helped me out the last time I was into cooler temperature. That it wasn't as cold, but it was cooler temperature, and the beanie really helped me out that night. So I have that, and I also brought a pair of gloves that I can wear. They're just cotton gloves, but to keep my hands warm in case it gets that cold. So we'll see what happens, and wish me luck tonight, and I hope everything goes smooth and it doesn't get too cold in here. I don't want to abort early. That's not the purpose of me coming out here and doing this, so I will try to stay for the whole evening and see what happens. So I will talk to you in the morning.